the Nashua Board of Education Policy Committee meeting. It is Tuesday, June 2nd, 2020 at 5:30 p.m. We are meeting via Zoom teleconference in order to accommodate for the COVID restrictions. Mr. Guarino, can you do roll?
Okay. Ms. Ziem?
Yes.
Ms. Bishop?
Here.
Mr. Guarino is here. Also with us, we have Ms. Kinsella and Ms. Fitzpatrick.
Here.
So we have three policies that we're reviewing tonight. The first one is policy BEDA, public notification of school board meetings. It looks like there have been a couple of changes to the policy. Ms. Fitzpatrick, do you want to speak to the changes that were made?
Yes. In this, in the original policy, it says that when possible, it's posted to the newspaper and the local radio station, and that's no longer the practice. It's actually distributed through the public distribution list. And so the only change is taking out when possible by newspaper and local radio station and change to the public distribution list, which includes all of the entities. And the other reason to bring this up is that there's a board policy that we review policies every 4 years, and this has not been reviewed since 2008.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions or comments about this?
So I make a motion that we approve this as presented.
So moved? Or
I'll
seconded? Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I feel better now. I can make my mistakes.
All right. So although, well, we can't, Mr. Guarino, can you call roll for vote?
Sure. On the motion to approve BEDA as presented, Ms. Ziem?
Yes.
Ms. Bishop?
Yes.
Mr. Guarino votes yes. Motion carries 3-0.
Excellent. And then the next point is to rescind policy 1133, which looks like, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. Fitzpatrick, it looks like it's been updated and to match the format of the newer policies. Is that correct?
Well, and the notification of all meetings is included in the policy we just approved because committee members are part of the distribution list. And we don't send it to the news media anymore. So this policy is redundant and out of date.
Okay, excellent. Does anybody have any questions? Hearing none. Sorry, go ahead, Sandra.
Motion to approve.
And send to full board?
Yes, and send to full, thank you. Now I don't feel bad at all. You did that so I wouldn't feel bad, right? Good.
Right. Okay, I can second that. Mr. Guarino, do you want to call roll?
Sure. On the motion to rescind policy 1133, Ms. Ziem?
Yes.
Ms. Bishop?
Yes.
Mr. Guarino votes yes. Motion carries 3-0.
Moving right along, the next policy that we are looking at is policy BBAB, roles and duties of the board president and clerk.
So this policy, which we're going to get to it, but rescinding 1121, which has not been reviewed since 2004, we looked at the clerk and the president, and we combined policies to have fewer policies. The one thing that I will point out for people is that in here, it does not specifically state that the clerk is elected at the full board meeting, but it is in policy 1120, which we haven't updated, but it appears in a current policy, which is 1120. I reviewed to make sure, and it's in paragraph 4. So we have a choice that we can add a third bullet that says the Board of Education shall choose a clerk from their own number in accordance with policy 1120, or we can leave it as is because that exact sentence is in policy 1120, which has not been rescinded. It's up to the decision of the board.
Would we be looking at doing anything with 1120? Are we
Yes.
looking at rescinding it?
Well, yeah, we'll be looking at updating and I possibly rescinding it, but I don't want to say that without thoroughly looking at the whole policy. I just checked to make sure that it actually, that one piece was in there because I was looking at the policies that we're rescinding, and that's when I caught the 1122 we're going to ask to rescind tonight, and the only number or bullet that wasn't in there was the election of the clerk. However, it does appear in 1120.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to add that sentence. It'll then appear in 2 places, or leave it as is because it is in a current policy. It's really up to you.
I see no reason to add it in both places. Does anybody else?
Well, I'm wondering if we want to add it to BBAB, and then when it comes time to review 1120, we don't have to hold on to it.
All right with me. Either way.
What do you think, Ray?
Yeah, I agree.
So
I'm
do we want
I'm
to?
sorry, I'm not sure what you agreed to.
To
I
add it in,
apologize. To add it in? Okay.
Yeah.
So we could add it as the third bullet, and I took the language specifically from one we're asking you to rescind tonight. And the bullet would be the third bullet because they talk in the second bullet about the election of the president. So I thought it made sense that the third bullet be about the election of the clerk. That's how I formatted it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And Ms. Kinsella, did you get that?
No, but if you want to repeat it.
No, I've got it. I can make sure that you get it, but it's the third bullet exactly from the one we're asking to rescind. And it says the Board of Education shall choose a clerk from their own number in accordance with policy 1120. So we would have to go back and change the 1120, but that would be a minor change once we update that policy.
why can't we just say that the board clerk shall be elected at the organizational meeting, voting shall be by open ballot, rather than say refer somewhere else?
That's
Then we
okay
won't-
with me.
Yeah, that way we won't have to
Okay.
change it.
Um,
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Ray.
okay, so could you say it again so I can make sure I get the right wording?
Okay. The board clerk shall be elected at the organizational meeting, period. Voting shall be by open ballot. I just cribbed this sentence and took out president and put in clerk. That's all.
Okay. That's fine. Thank you.
So can I get a motion to send BBAB to the full board as amended?
So moved.
I'll second.
Excellent.
On the motion, okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was going to ask if you wanted to do that.
Okay. On the motion to approve policy BBAB as presented and amended, Ms. Ziem,
Yes.
Ms. Bishop,
Yes.
Mr. Guarino votes yes. Motion carries 3-0.
Okay.
So we are now looking at rescinding policy 1121. It's now redundant and absorbed into policy BBAB.
Make a motion that we rescind policy BB, et cetera, et cetera.
So you want to make a motion to rescind policy 1121 as presented and presented to the board, Sandra?
Yes, yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
I will second. On the motion to rescind policy 1121 and present and send to the full board, Ms. Ziem,
Yes,
Ms. Bishop,
Yes.
Mr. Guarino votes yes. Motion carries 3-0.
So the next policy is, we're looking at rescinding policy 1122 in regards to clerk of the board because that has been absorbed into BBAB.
so I make a motion that we rescind policy, whatever it was. BB
1122.
something or something.
1122.
Thank you. And present it to the full board for approval.
I'll second that.
Okay. On the motion to, but the only thing is, do we have these same rules for the clerk somewhere else? Like, have all these been absorbed into the other one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
fact
only thing that is left out is number 1, because honestly, there's no reason for us to refer to the city charter.
Right. Okay. But
And the compensation piece is in another policy. I'm sorry, I don't have it in front of me.
right. Okay, so the clerk performs the duty of presiding officer when board president is absent from a regular or special board meeting. Does it say that?
In
Okay,
BB, yep,
Yep.
and BB, yep, AB, yes, it does.
okay. All right, and the board shall be elected by organizational meeting. Okay. All right, I'm fine.
Okay.
On the motion to rescind policy 1122, Ms. Ziem,
Yes,
Ms. Bishop,
Yes.
Mr. Guarino votes yes. Motion carries 3-0.
So we have one last policy. I don't know, you guys want to keep this going for a long time? I'm used
I
to
know we're
7
getting a
hour
lot
meetings.
done, huh?
sure beats 5-hour meetings.
I don't know, what else are we doing in the evenings? Like, so we are looking at policy BGF, suspension of policies. And Ms. Fitzpatrick, what is going on with this policy? It looks like it just needs to be reviewed.
Yeah, it's just to be reviewed to make sure it's still okay. And it was last reviewed in 2008. And so part of what I've been trying to do over the last few years is to, number 1, policies that align with the law or statutes that were made, but also to, as much as possible, update policies. And so this policy just needs to be reviewed. And then, but I don't believe that there's anything different than what is currently practiced.
Nope, I remember doing this just the other night. Okay, so do we have any comments or questions? Can I?
Yep.
Can I hear a motion to adopt policy BG, not adopt? Wait, what are we?
To approve?
Approve.
To approve policy BGF. I lost my place up here, sorry. So to approve policy BGF, suspension of policies.
So moved.
I will second.
Thank you.
On the motion to approve policy BGF, Ms. Ziem,
Yes,
Ms. Bishop,
Yes,
Mr. Guarino votes yes. Motion carries 3-0.
okay.
If I had known it was going to go this quickly, I would have tried to put more on the agenda, but you never know.
Well, I think it balances out. I have a
Okay.
feeling we're gonna be looking at a lot of policies
just
this
5
summer.
hours.
And we have a lot of work ahead of us in regards to all the other stuff. So
Okay.
that is perfectly fine. I know we all have been working really hard at everything else. So whatever we can take off of your plates right now, we are willing to do. So thank you for putting this together, Ms. Fitzpatrick.
Oh, you're welcome.
And we will, do we know when our next meeting is? Have we come up with that yet?
Yeah, our next full board meeting, or these would be approved by the full board or go before the full board, is Wednesday, June 17th.
Oh, that's far out. Okay.
And in policy, there should be one coming in July, correct? Or I know there's one summer month where we have fewer subcommittees. Is that correct?
We still have one in July, on July 8th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a feeling that one will be a little bit more packed.
Yeah.
Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I will second.
Okay.
On the motion to adjourn, Ms. Zine,
Yes.
Ms. Bishop,
Yes.
Mr. Guarino votes yes. Motion carries 3-0.
Well, that was wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
We can do short
How
meetings.
sweet it
Five.
is.
5:47 p.m. We are adjourned.
Okay.
Night.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
week, everybody.
Good night.
Have a good night.